Okay, so we're going to do this really quick. I just now ordered some DoorDash. I'm starving. We'll call this One Take Tuesday. It's Wednesday. It's close enough. Anyway, we have Radiomaster TX16s. If you had seen the jumper T16, I never did, so I'm not going to talk too much about that. A lot of these videos I've seen on this are all 20 plus minutes long. I'm going to break it down really quick and easy for you before we even do the little quick intro thing. If you need a radio, buy this. If you have Spectrum and you've wanted to dabble in other stuff, buy this. I bought this. Alright, we're going to try to do the One Take Tuesday thing, Wednesday, whatever today is, but I end up rambling. And I don't want to put you guys through that, so I end up cutting out a lot of. Alright, so on this TX16s, we're just going to start saying radio because that's a lot, and I screw it up every time I try it. The first thing when you open the box, this is awesome. I really enjoy the molded foam stuff like DJI does. Actually, the gimbal back here in the back, that's what it comes in. I absolutely love it. So when you open it up, it's all nice and molded. Check it out, right there. It's like it's made for it. Don't be a dummy like me and get this radio, take it out of this, put it in your bag, and then drop it. And subsequently, last video I couldn't talk, break a switch, because that's exactly what I did this morning. It's pretty now. I made it right, but the Tyrannus back here in the back is missing a switch now. So if you take this radio out, this thing. It actually comes with a keychain that's already on my keys, so you can't see that here. Maybe I have video of it. There it is. Also, these little springs, but the point is how really awesome this thing is made. So I'm going to be using this. I was going to buy a new one, but anyway. Let me set it over here and make it look pretty. So now there's a ton of videos out on this thing. Everybody talking about pretty much how awesome it is. So this one has the Hall gimbals in it. I want to say it was like 139-ish. So there's 3 different versions. One that's more standard base, one with the Hall gimbals, and one with a touch screen. Multi-protocol. That is the biggest kicker for this radio. So for me, I took probably a year off out of the hobby. Didn't really mess with the T16. I heard about it when it came out. I saw it, but I never really messed with it. So this is kind of my first jump into this style transmitter. The first thing that stands out when you hear about it is multi-protocol. What is multi-protocol? Multi-protocol is if you have a FreeSky radio or FreeSky anything, or like a little Spectrum bind and fly airplane. This thing will actually do all of it without needing anything in the back. So my old Tyrannus, I had the DSM thing plugged into the back of it. I could use it for like the tiny whoops back when they were only Spectrum, various things like that. So you could do it with those. It wasn't as pretty. If you were a Spectrum guy and you had like a DX6 and you wanted to fly FreeSky, you had to have a second radio. This one has a ton of different protocols in it. I have no idea what they are. Here they are. That's a lot. I don't know what half of them are. I know some of them you can buy like little things on them, whatever. So the point of this is there's all kinds of switches. It is 16 channel on my quads. I use an on and off switch, and that's all. You know, you guys out there flying these big birds, you guys know exactly how many channels you need. This thing's going to do all of it. I've flown it on, well, simulator, because that's the easiest way to do it. It actually has little ports here on the top for the 3.5 millimeter simulator plug dongle thingy. You can also use USB-C to plug into your computer, which I'll probably do a video because I had to update some drivers to actually get that to work. It's not a fault of the radio, it's a fault of Windows and people changing stuff they probably shouldn't change. But one other cool thing about this, if you do use it for a simulator, is the little dongle that you can get for Spectrum that, you know, you plug into your computer, you hold the bind button, bind it up to your radio just like that. You can do that with this as well because it has Spectrum protocol inside of it. So it's really, really, really cool. And then finally, I did the drone thing back here on the back. I finally did build one again. Went out flying last night using this on FreeSky. So, you know, for me, if you haven't figured it out, the ability to have multi-protocol to go from Spectrum to FreeSky on the same radio without any else extra bells and whistles plugged into it, which that is something that is here, it's a very, very good bonus to buying this. And also the price point is amazing for all of the features that you're getting. It's a lot of talking. I'd slow down for a second. So as far as the radio is concerned, like I said, all kinds of buttons, actually buttons, there literally is 6 buttons here across the top, a bunch of switches, 3 position switches, 2 position, the momentary switch, knobs, sliders, your gimbals. Somebody in another review mentioned how these gimbals will stab you. They are very stabby. The rubberized grips on the side are very nice. I'm not gonna lie, the one thing that took me a minute to get used to is I've used Spectrum for 4 years now. So the DX9 was more rounded, took a little bit to get used to. Now that I've used this for about 4 days, it's actually feels great. When I first picked it up, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this. But, you know, like anything else, it took some time to get used to. Now that I'm used to it, I really, really like it. I did fine tune the throttle, mainly getting the bumpiness. What's it called? The ridge thing. You know, when you use the throttle for the first time, you that, whatever that's called, got rid of that. Put the tension on a little bit so it's kind of equal to how the rest of the stick feels. But now that I've done that, it's perfect. When we turn it on, you know, the old OpenTX, it uses OpenTX. Am I bouncing around a lot? I feel like I'm bouncing around a lot. Okay, anyway, when we turn this thing on, it's gonna sound.
Welcome to OpenTX.
That's cool, ain't it? I like that.
Switch warning.
Switch warning. Yeah. You can actually turn the switch warning off. So if you're like me and you don't use this thing for anything but one switch, doesn't matter what position the other switches are in. You know, some of you guys, you don't want to do that, so we're not going to talk about that. But what is cool is the screen. Well, where's the glare? The screen is beautiful. So I've got the picture that I took at the house the other day of the TX16s. Also put the buddyrc little magnet logo on here. It's all really, really easy to do. If there's an interest, I can do videos on that. I know other people do that stuff too, but I like talking to you guys, and I hope you like listening. So anyway, radio, good. Multi-protocol, good. Feels good. One thing we haven't talked about is this bay on the back. What's it for? If it has all these different protocols inside of it, why would you need an extra bay? Crossfire. Also, other UHF. There's other things out there other than Crossfire. I like Crossfire, so that's exactly what we'll be plugging into the back here. As far as the battery goes, we'll turn this thing off. As far as the battery goes, it does come with a little, I don't know where it's at. It's not here. Anyway, it does come with a little thing that you can put 2 18750 batteries in, and then it does plug into the bottom down here. Cool thing about the batteries, if you do use 2 18650, I think I said it wrong, didn't I? Pretty sure I said it wrong. Did I say 18750? 18750 battery. I don't know. If I did, I'm fixing it now. So 18650s, 2 of them, in the little plastic thing that plugs into the bottom here. If you're using those, or a 2-cell 7.4 volt LiPo, those other things, there's a bunch of warnings that comes in the instructions. Read those. But it plugs into here, and then you can actually, in the bottom, so again, USB-C in the top, used for simulators. USB-C in the bottom, used for charging. I didn't know that. I plugged it into the top when I first got it, and I was wondering why the battery didn't charge, because you gotta read the instructions. On the bottom, you can plug the USB-C in. It will charge the battery. So I am using the Glacier, this thing, there it is. Glacier 4000 milliamp hour 2-cell battery. We have them on the store, and it actually fits perfectly right in the back. Let's do the label around so it looks pretty, makes it nice and neat. So it actually fits right in the radio. It's a really good fit. Try to get the battery plugged in. Wow, that takes a minute. I'm putting it right, yeah. Bear with me, I'll be right back. Okay, It helps if you don't have fat boy fingers. There we go. Take the back. Wow, throwing stuff. It'll slide in. All good to go. So on the bottom you have your USB-C charge port and the SD card slot. So the SD card has firmware. It's kind of where everything from the radio is stored. If you are familiar with OpenTX, you've probably used that to transfer settings and different things. OpenTX, don't be scared of it. If you're a Spectrum guy, I know, Spectrum guys say, oh, it's so easy to set up. Well, really, there's a learning curve with any kind of radio you get. OpenTX is a very powerful setup. There's so much you can do. I have no idea what 90% of it is. I do it real simple, especially for quads. There's really not much to go into. But there's tutorials, there's people out there that'll help, and don't let OpenTX scare you away. This radio is really amazing. I am enjoying it. I cannot really say any bad things about it. I'm really forgiving when it comes to doing kind of reviews and things. If something sucks, it sucks, and I'll tell you. But really, there's nothing that I've found yet with this radio that would turn me off from buying it. Like I said, I did buy it. This is my personal radio, and I did that because we sold out so fast when they first got here that I wanted to have one to be able to do a review. And instead of saying, hey, I'm gonna take it, I knew I needed it anyway because my Tyrannus is 7-8 years old and I wanted something new. So long story short, we're probably coming up on 15 minutes. I don't want to get to that 20-minute mark. But like we said, man, if you're in the market for a new radio, if you have Spectrum and you've wanted to get something that's FreeSky, if you have FreeSky, wanted to get something Spectrum, definitely look into this. They have 3 different price points. I want to say it ranges from this number to this number. Yeah, it's good. All right, I'm going to shut up now. I heard my food get here. So thanks for watching. Definitely subscribe, hit the bell so you can know when I'm doing this stuff. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, all the things. Thank you guys for letting me do what I love doing, and we'll catch you on the next one. See ya.